Hello everyone, it's Yvonne here from the Aussie Goddess. You may notice that I've got my camera up really close now. That's for the few people who've said that they're not able to hear what I'm saying. I have sort of spoken to a number of people and I've checked the videos out and the volume seems to be really good. So I'm not sure why it's not translating well for some people. Maybe other people that they're listening to have sound systems or whatever to work with. Unfortunately, I only have my phone, so rather than not deliver messages, I'd rather keep going with it. So I've moved it a little closer so people can hear me. If you're still having problems, then I'm sorry, I can't do any more. That's as far as I can go, basically. Someone told me to use a microphone, and I was like, how can you use a microphone? Like, I'm not sure how that would work, but anyway, maybe you could with an Apple microphone. I could try that, I suppose, but then if I'm going to try that, you might as well try a headset, right? So I thought, because I'm not going to be here tomorrow, I'm off to a fair, that I would do a reading for you. So I've pulled the cards out, Chiro Marchetti Gilded Tarot, and I thought I'd do a bit of a reading. So here we go. Okay, so first up we have the Five of Swords. Now the Five of Swords can be seen as quite a greedy card. This guy's hanging on to these swords and he's letting everybody else go without. He's won the battle but not the war. But he's certainly hurt a lot of people in the process. So either you've had some sort of situation with people where you've had to draw your sword. You may have had to cut people out of your life. Or you've taken control of your power. You've taken your power back here. Can be about being greedy as well, but that feels to me like you've taken your power back. Okay, so we've got the Eight of Swords coming out first. Now the Eight of Swords is about, you see a woman here trapped in the swords, and the swords are actually thoughts. So she's trapped in her own thoughts. She thinks she can't escape, but actually her ropes are very loose and she could take her blindfold off quite easily from there. But she chooses not to. This is about not wanting to see the truth in something. Okay, so we have a Three of Cups here. So maybe you're finding it, maybe you've called off some sort of relationship because of a third party. Can definitely be that, this sort of energy here. It can be a third party interference, so it might not necessarily be another lover. It might just be someone else interfering in your relationship. But definitely this energy here with the Eight of Swords and that Five of Swords at the beginning says to me it's a very good possibility that you've withdrawn from a relationship here. Okay, and then we have the Seven of Cups. Now, this can be a couple of things. It could be that you're really confused after what you've done. Maybe your relationship was an illusion. It wasn't real. Maybe you only thought it was real and the other person didn't. It could be that they have a lot of options. Could be that you have a lot of options. Whichever way it goes, there's definitely this feeling of confusion here. I guess when anybody sort of finds out there's somebody extra in a relationship, or they're dealing with someone who's got someone else in their relationship, could be a family member or a friend that's causing trouble for you, and you've walked away from something because of that. There can be this feeling of confusion, especially if your partner's not sticking up for you or, you know, doing what's right by you. It's all very well to stick up for other people, but at the end of the day, you're still their partner. You're the person they chose. Okay, so I have Five of Cups coming out here. So this is about looking back at the past and not seeing what's in your future. Sometimes we feel this way when we've come out of a relationship, and that's okay. But if it goes on for a long time, it's not okay. It's like mourning. You know, if you're mourning somebody for months and months on end, it's not healthy for you. You've got to let it go. So you need to work on how do you let that go. Okay, and then I have the Page of Cups. So there's somebody coming in with a message of love here. Now, I always say the pages are only a small offer anyway. Whoever this is, they're not really offering you a great deal. But it could be this person coming in to make amends with you over this situation. But it could be someone new here. Okay, so someone's telling a truth here. You're getting a truth. This is a brand new start, but it's one built on clarity. It's one built on absolute truth. It's like cutting away all the crap and moving forward. I can see where this is going here. Okay, so we have the Eight of Wands coming in here now, and this is the sort of very quick energy. Can be the arrows of love, but definitely is something that's moving very quickly. Can be that you get text messages. Sometimes this is messages going backwards and forwards, but it always means things are happening very quickly. So you're being moved through this process rather quick. Could be dealing with a earth sign or someone who's got predominantly earth in their chart. King of Pentacles here. Someone who's very grounded, very direct, very honest. Except for if they've not been speaking the truth to you, but maybe this is not about the truth here, so I'll see that in a moment. But definitely dealing with someone who has a very earthy energy. Okay, and then we have the Seven of Wands. This is about defending yourself here. Taking your wand and making sure you're defending yourself, defending your kingdom, standing your ground. So what we have here, we have the Five of Swords at the beginning. So to me, this feels like you've walked away from something. You may have walked away from some relationship due to some third-party energy. As I say, may not necessarily be a second lover, but there's some other energy here that doesn't belong with this. So Seven of Cups comes up next, which talks about confusion. I actually think you've had a relationship here where you've been deluded, or you've been under the impression it was a relationship and the other person was not really committed here. It's been painful for you to walk away from this. I can see that. He's even got he's got his back turned on the whole thing here, so he's not even engaging. So if you're feeling that sad about this whole situation, you know, if it's only recent, so be it. But if you're still mourning for something like this after a period of time, then start thinking about how you can move forward. Not good to hang on to energy. Even when you loved somebody, it's not good to hang on to that energy. You need to work with that, turn it round, move forward. So I do see an offer coming in here. And it looks to me like somebody's coming back to give you a truth. Now, I'm not sure, you know, whether this is someone from the past or whether it's a current relationship, what's happened here. But this person's coming back very quickly, and this King of Pentacles is looking right up at this sword, and it feels to me like, you know, when you go into a relationship and somebody really doesn't know how they feel, and I feel like this person has really mucked you around. Now, I don't know what this third-party energy is, but I don't feel like it's another person. I feel like maybe they were just, you know, having a bit of fun, getting around. I don't know, but I think they were seeing the relationship completely different to what you were. And they're coming in to tell you the truth now. So I think this person has walked away, but I think they've realised how much they want you and like you, maybe even love you here with this Ace of Swords being here. But they're definitely coming back. And the thing is, I can see you being extremely defensive here about this explanation. But I think that you need to listen to it, even if you don't want to go back with them. But, you know, there's that sort of always thing about communication, listen, whatever. If you deny it, that's fine. Up to you. It looks like you're the one that's walked away from this. Maybe you walked away without having that explanation. Maybe you turned your back on someone without giving them a chance to explain here. And maybe there was an explanation here, who knows. And maybe some of you, it was third party, you know. If you want the person back, that's fine. If you don't take them back. Nobody's saying you have to. I'm just saying they're coming back to explain here. But they definitely come back with some sort of offer for you. So definitely on their way. Okay, so we have the Strength card up the front here. So the Strength card talks about sort of having your act together, really sort of feeling strong. Now, what I want to say to you, whether you move forward on this relationship or not, something from this conversation brings you a lot of strength. And I think, you know, sometimes I talk to people who feel that they've been betrayed, but mostly it's about the fact that they never really knew the truth. There was no closure. And sometimes I think in getting a truth, at least you have the closure. You don't have to go back with this person. You don't even have to have anything to do with them, but listen to what they're saying, because somehow or another this may give you some closure. Because I see you walking away from this situation very, very strong. So maybe they have a good reason. I don't know. But the thing is here, when you see the Ace of Swords, you know that you've got to start with clarity. I know you're moving forward with the Ace of Swords, and that's about having direction, precision, moving forward with this clarity. And how are you going to have that if you don't listen to the closure that you need? You're going to stay in this Five of Pentacles, Five of Cups energy for a very long time if you don't if you don't listen to what this person's got to say, because they're giving you closure on this here. Okay, so there is a card here that says a year from now. So I'm not sure what that means to you. It may mean that it's another year before they come back. It may mean that, you know, things go for another year and you do get back with them. Could mean that in another year you meet a soulmate who makes you forget about this person. But with this Five of Cups energy here, I'm feeling if you don't listen to the closure here, it's not going to let you move on. You're going to be stuck in this Five of Cups energy. So I always say to people, like, half the problem is with relationships when they break down is you don't have good communication about why. If you did, you wouldn't do it again if it was you. Like, I just think that sometimes, you know, especially when people ghost you or don't give you a reason for why they don't want to be with you, you know, even if they said to you, I don't want to be with you because I don't like you, or I don't love you, or I don't see myself moving forward with you, anything, rather than just leaving you with nothing. Because when you're left with nothing, you start to make up your own, story, right? So this is very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So that's quite interesting, because that's very different to a year from now. So maybe very soon you will meet someone that will do this for you, and maybe this person's coming back in a year, or this one's coming very soon and your new one's coming in a year from now. Whichever way it is, that's what the Spirit's saying. Thanks.